One of the moments that caught fans' attention recently involved former featherweight contender Chan Sung-jung. The Korean Zombie made a special trip from South Korea to support Max Holloway ahead of his big rematch against Charles Oliveira.
Hold on. Hey. Yes, sir. Yes. Right here, this camera right there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. See you later. Come back. Good night.
Meanwhile, Conor McGregor stirred debate by weighing in on the BMF title situation. McGregor made it clear he doesn't believe the Holloway versus Oliveira matchup should be contested for the BMF belt. According to McGregor, the BMF title was originally introduced in a very specific context. When the belt first appeared, it was fought for at welterweight.
You know that 170 strap would look great to go for the Triple Crown. I'm a freezer at this weight. Why go down to 155 and drain ourselves and then title it BMF? The BMF title was founded by Nate Diaz at 170 pounds, the creator of the belt. So the belt should be contested at 170 pounds. And I'm up for it. And I'll go and I'll take it. There's so many avenues we can go, and I'm up for every single one.
Another story that's getting attention involves Arman Tsarukyan, who is set to run it back with Georgi Karakanyan on the wrestling mats later this month. The rematch will take place at a Real American Freestyle event scheduled for March 28th in Tampa. Their first meeting happened just recently, where Tsarukyan secured a victory on points. Because the matchup was competitive and entertaining, the promotion quickly decided to book a rematch. Tsarukyan has also been sharing his thoughts on the upcoming Holloway versus Oliveira fight. Having previously faced Oliveira inside the octagon, Tsarukyan believes he has a good understanding of the Brazilian's strengths and weaknesses. In his view, Oliveira can be somewhat unpredictable. Some nights he looks unstoppable, dominating opponents with his grappling and aggressive style. Other times, however, he doesn't seem to perform at the same level.
He fights very well, sometimes he fights bad. Depends how it's gonna look like. I'm gonna tell like from 1 or 2 minutes. His last fight he was with Gamrot, he looked so good.
He looked amazing.
Yeah, he just destroyed him like so easy and took him out in the second round. And
well, he looked a different league to Gamrot on the ground. He did whatever he wanted.
He's Gamrot, he's a grappler too, and like he took him out like so easy, and on the feet was good too. And especially after knockout, he got knocked out from the Ilya and went there and performed on such a good level. I was shocked, to be honest. And like, but sometimes he fights bad, sometimes he fights good, but like, I would say Oliver.
In other news, heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall has been openly discussing fighter pay, and his comments have sparked conversations throughout the MMA community. Aspinall recently addressed reports that boxing star Conor Benn was paid around $15 million for a single fight. When comparing that figure to the pay of many UFC fighters, Aspinall admitted the difference is hard to ignore.
I know you briefly touched on it then, but we've seen Dana come in and he's paying boxers a lot more than in the UFC. Did that bother you at first at all?
I mean, I think it's bothered everybody. I think if one guy's getting paid 15 million and the other guy's getting 15 grand, I think that's a big difference, mate. Which is part of the reason that I want to explore other options.
After dealing with multiple surgeries related to his eye injury, he says he has finally returned to the gym and started training again. While he isn't rushing the process,
Expect to see you back in the cage, Tom. What is the latest on that timeline?
Like Eddie said, I've had multiple surgeries, so things do have to be right for me physically as well. So just when I'm under the doctor's, whatever he says at the minute. So I'm back in the gym now doing a bit of training, and yeah, just the full focus is now just coming back and doing my thing.
Another major headline involves former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou. The Professional Fighters League recently announced that Ngannou has officially been released from the organization. The Cameroonian powerhouse originally joined the PFL in 2023 following a contract dispute with the UFC. During his time with the promotion, he competed only once, scoring a first-round knockout over Renan Ferreira to capture the promotion's Superfights heavyweight title. Now that Ngannou is a free agent, speculation about his next move has started immediately. Some reports suggest he could potentially compete on a future fight card organized by Most Valuable Promotions, the company co-founded by Jake Paul. According to those reports, the event may be headlined by a bout between Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano. If that card materializes, Ngannou is rumored to appear in the co-main event. Former champion and analyst Daniel Cormier shared his perspective on the situation. Cormier pointed out that the fight business is unpredictable, and history shows that fighters who once had major disagreements with promotions sometimes find their way back later on. Because of that, Cormier believes it would be unwise to completely rule out a potential Ngannou return to the UFC somewhere down the line. While nothing has been confirmed, he suggested the door might not be entirely closed.
I'm asking those with Eddie Hearn, say he can't really come to terms with the UFC. If the UFC can get Francis Ngannou back in the fold, then you start making fights with him and say he always was the champion, he just left for a while. John Jones gives you too many problems to get on the White House, right? Or it's not working. Francis Ngannou's on the market. You kind of pivot and go, well, Francis, can we get together and talk about maybe you fighting at the White House? That takes a little bit of that leverage from the Jones side. And then also it just gives us the chance to have Francis back in the UFC. Now, I don't know that that's going to happen because it seems like the UFC and Dana and Francis aren't really coming together in the way that they would need to in order to make that happen. But hell, we have seen things happen in sport, especially entertainment, more than I can come to tell you. So CM Punk hated the WWE. He's back now. We've seen so many. Brock Lesnar, it looked like Brock Lesnar would never get back in the WWE after all the things that he did. He's back now. So many people have had issues with the organization, and they've been back.
Meanwhile, rising middleweight contender Bo Nickel has been speaking confidently about his wrestling abilities. During a recent interview, Nickel discussed the possibility of facing Chimaev in a wrestling match. Nickel acknowledged that Chimaev is an incredibly dangerous grappler, but he remains extremely confident in his own skills.
Think could out-wrestle you?
In a wrestling match?
Yeah.
This is the question.
Pereira.
Yeah. What about Khamzat Chimaev?
That would be a fun one.
That's the most scariest wrestling match in the UFC.
I would love that. That would be super fun. You know, honestly, like, of course, like in a wrestling match, I believe 100% I'm winning that match.
Khamzat?
Yeah, for sure. But I think that...
You can't be 100%. That guy's a monster.
He is a monster.
All right, 101%. That's the
lowest
I'll
go. But have you seen him?
Yeah.
What makes you so...
I watch a ton of film on him.
And what do you think? Why are you so confident?
It has nothing to do with him. It just has to do with my belief in myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think Khamzat is probably, I think in the UFC right now, wrestling-wise, I think him and I are the best wrestlers.
Another interesting moment came when new footage surfaced showing Luke Rockhold sparring intensely with one of Chimaev's training partners. The footage quickly circulated online and reignited discussions about Rockhold potentially returning to competition.
Hands tight. 1 minute. Hands up.
Finally, there's been some unexpected drama surrounding the rumored Ultimate Fighting Championship event that could take place at the White House. Even before the card has been officially announced, one of the planned fights has reportedly fallen apart. UFC President Dana White confirmed during a live stream that a matchup they had been working on is no longer happening.
Over. I went out with Kid Rock last night. Bad idea. We drank a lot of whiskey. Big, bad-headed Dana White emoji. F you! What dumb shit do you have for me this evening? I'm too hungover to deal with these people tonight. What do you got? It says, tell one name, I'll tell you guys something about the White House fight. So we've been working on this thing nonstop, and one of the fights literally just fell out when I walked in here. I don't see, I think Hunter killed himself. I don't know. One of the fights fell off tonight. Brutal.
Division, Luke
Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this update, make sure to like the video and subscribe.